what's up guys? So I'm here with Landon Austin.
How's it going?
We're gonna talk about some awkward girl stories today, but Landon is in town right now, not to talk about awkward girl stories really.
But I have a lot.
We're making music. We already have a really dancey song written. Landon has his solo album coming out.
This week I'm gonna release the first single off my new album.
So in honor of that, we're gonna dance around really quickly to Landon's song. Here we go!
Stop time, maybe we can stop time, stop time, maybe we can stop time, stop time, maybe we can stop.
Woo! That was, whoa.
Some serious dancing.
Alright. I really wish that I could dance for real though. We're alright.
I'm terrible.
We actually just saw a video over on D Studios, this new segment over on their channel called The Arena. It's kind of like the Hunger Games song.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna link to it. If you like watching people dance around to stuff, it's by the creators that did Step Up, John M. Chu. I wish that I could dance like them. The Arena.
Hunger Games.
They don't actually kill anybody over there on the Arena for real though.
Dances to the death.
It's not dances to the See, I would love if they did that. Maybe we need to make a segment.
Yeah. We would kill the dance, but
We would kill
Kill.
the dance. So if you guys like watching some like super sick dance moves that Landon and I cannot do, obviously, you should go over and subscribe to their channel, and you can say that Luke and Landon sent you. So let's hop into the awkward girl stories. You ready for this, Landon?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So I had this girl that I really liked in 7th grade. Everybody was telling me that I should go and ask her out. So I asked her out, but she was having a bonfire outside of her parents' house. And outside of the house, she also had a Winnebago, one of those kind of things that have like a sleeper and you can like drive around in it. And she backed me in to this Winnebago, and it was just me and her inside. And I'm thinking like, oh, I don't know about this. I'm not positive what to do. I suck with girls. That's why we're talking about this right now. So she pushes me over by the bed and then just kind of like shoves me a little bit, and I fall over on the bed, you know, gets on top of me, not trying to be like inappropriate, but she's like, and then right when she's about to kiss me, there's this like pounding on this door and just like yelling her name, and it was her mom. And her mom was like, she from inside of the house, probably with like binoculars, looking out at the Winnebago, just like, uh-oh, she just went in there with a boy. That better not happen. So she went and thought that we were like doing something really bad, when all that was happening was like I was crapping dipes because I just like I didn't know how to handle the situation that I was in. So she went out and I heard her get like chewed out, and we broke up pretty shortly after that.
Aww.
Yep. So
okay.
Yeah, so that's a pretty awkward girl story. So Landon, your turn.
Well, I've been a single guy for like a year and a half now, so I have a lot of really awkward stories. It doesn't help that I'm pretty awkward myself.
Yeah. It doesn't help that you're so attractive.
No.
I don't know what that even means. I don't even.
A little while back, I was playing a show, and after the show, I had met this girl who came to see me play, and I thought she was really sweet and cute, and we started talking and kind of hit it off, and so we traded numbers, and really had a good time that night. Well, I got home, and we would text casually and talk every once in a while, but it started to get to the point where if I'd miss a text from her, she would text me like 20 times until I replied.
Oh wow. That's what I do. That's what I do when girls never text me back. I'm just like, what's up? Why aren't you texting me back? No, I don't really do that.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What's his?
So then she started calling me, and it'd be like 4 a.m. in the morning, and this girl's calling me who I barely know. So I'm like, this is kind of strange.
It's a little much, isn't it?
Yeah, but she was a cute, sweet girl. I thought, hey, whatever, and I forgave her, and I ended up starting texting her again. We texted for another few weeks. But then she'd do the same thing. If I missed a text, she would text me and call me obsessively.
Okay.
And so, fast forward a month or two, I kind of start talking to her less and less. I meet this other girl, and I start hanging out with her. And so we go out to dinner one night. At the end of our dinner, we're driving home, and my phone starts blowing up by the initial girl, who's texting me obsessively.
Oh wow.
Like calling me and obsessively texting me. So the girl I'm on the date with kind of sees my phone getting blown up by this other girl and isn't too thrilled about it, to say the least.
Yeah.
And so
you're on a date, you know?
Yeah, so we go home and we're kind of hanging out at my house watching a movie, and I remember going up to the restroom, and I came back, and my phone where I left it was kind of in a different place, and I thought that was really weird.
Oh, that's no good.
That's no good, but I don't typically check my phone when I'm on a date. So I dropped my friend off that I was hanging out with, and I got home, and I picked up my phone, and I noticed that it said I had sent a new text message.
Oh my gosh.
And it was a text And the girl that I was on the date with had apparently picked up my phone and texted the other girl and said,
Wow.
"Hey, so-and-so, this is Sarah, and me and Landon are hanging out right now, and you're really bothering us, so you better leave us alone."
You don't do that.
Freaking out, one, because there's this girl who's kind of texting me obsessively.
You got
probably
two
shouldn't be.
crazy girls. Two really crazy girls.
I just want one decent girl. That's all I want. And the girl I was hanging out with was kind of being overly possessive,
Yeah.
reading through my messages and texting someone else for me, so...
If you're a single girl and you want to meet Landon Austin, leave a comment below. He needs one decent girl. Not all of these people like blowing up your phone and then the other crazy girl reading your stuff. That's really funny.
Yeah, it was really awkward and crazy, and now I don't see either of them.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Back alone again.
Yeah.
So that's my awkward story. Luke, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm up to bat. Here we go. Here's another awkward girl story. So, I maybe had a few self-esteem issues in high school where I didn't think that some of the more attractive girls that I was good enough for them. You know, way out of my league. I would like have my friends tell me like that girl is way out of all of our leagues.
You needed new friends.
Well, I needed Landon to like build me up.
You're the best.
Yeah, thank you very much, Landon. So there's this girl that I really, really liked, and we just somehow started hanging out. It just was like crazy coincidence that we started spending time together, and I thought she was way out of my league, thinking like, oh, she's just hanging out with me because, you know, we're really good friends. So all of my friends saw me hanging out with this new, like, incredibly attractive girl, and they got a little bit jealous because she was friendly to them too, but then she would always just like contact me or like want to hang out just with me, and she would never text any of them back. So that created kind of an awkward situation for me and my friends. So one of my friends, Jake, started to fall in love with this girl, and she would not pay him any attention. She would never respond to any messages that he would send, and so he started to get a little bit frustrated seeing how she was paying me a lot of attention but really wouldn't even talk to him. So one day after school, she brought over lunch for me, and she came in and she was like, oh, Jake is texting me like crazy. Like I have 20 missed texts from Jake. And I was like, yeah, I think he might have a little bit of a crush on you. And she's like, oh, and like tossed her phone. And then my buddy Jake comes in the house at the doorway and just looks at us and sees us eating, and then just looks at his phone, and then looks at her and just like walks out the door and slams the door. So after all of that awkwardness happened, we went to a lake house and we were hanging out, and we all had separate rooms and stuff, and early the next morning she snuck into my room, laid down next to me and started cuddling, and she started hinting that maybe like someday me and her could date, and I told her that probably would never happen, like laughed it off a little bit. Yeah, and she was like, wait, why? Like, why could you never see that happening? And it was solely out of me thinking that she was so far out of my league that I wouldn't stand a chance. I wouldn't know how to handle a girl of that caliber, that quality girl like that. It was a weird situation. She's like, huh, okay. And then we laid there for a little bit, and then she said one of the most awkward things that a girl has ever said to me. You ready, Landon, for this?
Yeah.
You ready? So she told me, she's like, yeah, something really weird happened last night to me. I don't really know how, but I woke up this morning and the tampon that I had in, like it's all the way up inside of me. And I was like, what? Like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about like tampon, but like, what are you talking about? And then I was thinking like, what is this girl? What is this girl? And we stopped hanging out a little bit after that. Not because of the, like, I just didn't know how to, like, what? Like, tampon?
What do you even say to that?
I don't know. And does that happen?
I'm sorry?
Does that happen? That's the only time I've ever heard that happen. And she brought it up, like, while we were cuddling, and I'm like, why? It was a weird thing for a girl to say to me.
That's an awkward story.
Yeah, so that's an awkward story. Yep. All right, your turn, Landon. You're up.
So a little while back, I went to, like, a coffee shop, and I saw this girl who I thought was really pretty, who I'd recognized from my school, and I started talking to her, and she had a really good personality, and we hit it off, and so pretty much I asked her out for dinner. So we had dinner, and I remember we went back to her house to watch a movie, and while we were watching the movie, I was like, hey, this is a really sweet, cute girl, I'm gonna try and hold her hand. So I reached over, yeah, that's a big move.
Third base, that's third base.
It's a big move for me,
yeah,
baby.
Third base.
So I reached over to grab her hand, and she was kind of resistant and really wasn't feeling it, so I was like, you know what, that's okay, she doesn't like me. She doesn't have to, like, no biggie.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
Who would like
Who would like this? So I left. I gave her a hug goodbye, like after the movie ended, and it was fine. And a few hours later, after I got home, she texted me. She's like, "Hey Landon, why didn't you try and kiss me?" And I'm like,
Yeah. Why didn't you go for the home run?
Why did you kiss me? You didn't even let me hold your hand. Why would I try and kiss you? Like, that'd be like, that makes no sense. And I was like, ugh. So I called her. I was like, hey, let's go out again. So a few nights later, we went out again. Same thing. We go back to her house to watch a movie. This time, I'm like, I'm gonna go for an arm around. Skip the handhold. Going straight to the arm around.
Is that the actual terminology for it? It's called an arm around?
That doesn't sound right.
No, it's like an arm around. It sounds like something that you clean a car with. Like
That's arm roll.
Oh, that's right.
So I go for the arm around. The second I do it, no lie, she stands up. She's like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like,
Wow.
okay.
Oh, maybe she just, like...
Bad timing bladder.
That's what it was.
Bad timing bladder, it's a thing. So she goes to the bathroom, comes back, and sits like 2 feet away from me. And I'm like, I am so confused. You text me and say I should have kissed you, and now I'm just trying to put my arm around you, just watch a movie, and you want to sit farther away from me. That's fine. Not into me, whatever. I give her a hug goodbye after the movie ends. I go home. Same thing. 2 hours later, she texts me and says, I cannot believe you didn't try and kiss me.
Should have done it.
And I'm like, I didn't even reply. I was so confused and
That's
frustrated.
crazy. Oh.
Well, the next day I found out her roommate called me and told me she had a boyfriend the whole time. So I'm thinking that's why she was being so flaky in person.
That's totally what it is.
So
she wanted what she shouldn't have, and yeah, and then when it got like even kind of close, she probably was just like overcome, like a creeping guilt.
So I kind of feel bad for her. Like she put herself in a weird situation, but that was just so awkward.
Well, that was a weird situation for you too.
Yeah,
oh boy.
Whatever.
So that is gonna be it for today's awkward girl story. Maybe we'll do some more of these in the future. But over on Landon's channel, we're gonna answer some questions that you guys asked us on Twitter. So go over and watch the second half. It'll be linked below and also annotated here. So go and hang out. Go subscribe to Landon. He's gonna be releasing a music video that we're gonna be doing together, and then also we're doing music together. So you'll see a lot more of this guy. Go and subscribe. It's Landon. You gotta love him.
Gotta love Luke too.
Oh,
You're probably already subscribed because you're watching this. You gotta love him.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Jackets. Wearing.
We're the Fonz, baby. The next question is, how did you two meet?
It was on a street corner. Landon, he was injured.
It was in Korea.
It was in Korea. That's
I don't know why you were there. That's when I lost it.
That's he lost.